Hi everybody. So here we are, another math lesson by video. Hopefully tomorrow you'll get to see me in person. But for today, let's start for the problems of the day. You did the problems for today, December 4th. And number 1 said, what was the sum of 62,689 and 31,876? The key word in this problem is sum. To find the sum of a number, I need to add them. Now that I've got my problem written, I can go ahead and start adding. 6 plus 8, I know that 6 plus 6 is 12, and 8's 2 more than that, so it's 14. 9 and 1 more makes 10, so 7 after that is 17. Again, 6 and 6 makes 12, and 2 more from the 8 makes 14, and 1 more is 15. 2 plus 1 is 3, and 1 more is 4, and 6 plus 3 is 9, giving me 94,874. Number 2 says, during the 2013-2014 school year, Pasco students reported 29,683 elementary students, 15,306 middle school students, and 19,757 high school students. How many students in all went to Pasco County? I see 29,683 in elementary school, 15,306 in middle school, and 19,757 in high school. The question asks me, how many in all? Again, when I think in all, they want a total. So to find the total, I'm going to add again. I chose to line up all three numbers to do my addition. I look at my numbers and I see 3 plus 6 plus 7. I know 7 and 3 is 10, and 6 more makes 16. 8 plus 1 is 9, and 5 makes 14. I have 7 and 3 for 10 again, plus 6 is 16, and 1 more makes 17. 9 and 1 makes 10 again, and then I have 19, and 5 more from that is 24. 2 and 2 is 4, and then 5, 6, giving me 64,746 students. Now I know some people don't like to line up three numbers to add. They choose to add two numbers and then add the third number to that answer. If you solve the problem that way, you started probably with 29,683 plus 15,306. When you add it up, you get 44,989. To that you add the 19,757 from the high schools, which should get you the same answer. Of 64,746 students. What about last night's homework questions? We're starting a new unit. This unit is all about fractions, and we're starting with fraction equivalents. The question for number 1 asked if the fractions were equivalent for 8/10 and 4/5. The way I think of these problems is by using multiplication. 8 over 10, 4 over 5. I can't do 10 times something to get 5, but I can do 5 times something to get 10. 5 times 2 is 10. Since 4 times 2 is also 8, my fractions are equivalent. I could prove this in a picture. If I draw fifths, and I shade 4 of them, I show 4/5. If I cut each of those slices in half, I now have tenths, and 8 are shaded. Since I didn't do anything but cut my picture in half, I still have the same amount. What about question 2? 1/2 and 7/12. Again, I think multiplication. 2 times 6 will get me 12. 1 times 6 is not 7. These fractions are not equivalent. I can prove this again by drawing a picture. If I take a picture and cut it into 12ths, and then shade 7 of them, I can see that I clearly have more than half. Let's take a look at question 3. Jamal finished 5/6 of his homework. Margaret finished 3/4 of her homework, and Steve finished 10/12 of his homework. Which two students finished the same amount of homework? Sorry for the typo. So I have Jamal with 5/6, Margaret with 3/4, and Steve with 10/12. Let's see, if I take 5/6, can I multiply 6 times something to get 4? Or 4 times something to get 6? I can't. What if I take 5/6 and 10/12? I can multiply 6 times 2 to get 12, and 5 times 2 is 10. That looks correct, but let's just check. What if I compare 3/4 to 10/12? I can't multiply 12 to get 4, but if I multiply 4 to get 12, I have to multiply by 3. 3 times 3 is not 10, it's only 9. So that's not my equivalent either. My equivalent fractions are 5/6 and 10/12, which makes the answer Jamal and Steve. Here's an example from today's practice. You're going to be using multiplication to show equivalent fractions, just like you saw in last night's video. What are you going to do now? Look on the board for your partner. I assigned you partners based on your performance on last night's classwork and who I thought you would work the best with. Choose one person from your pair to log into Canvas. You can use a device or a computer. Go to your science course and click on the lesson for today. How does the Earth, Sun, and Moon move in space? Once you're in that lesson, make sure it's the December 4th one. You'll see all directions for the assignments listed. There's math practice, there's science with an animation of how the Sun, Earth, and Moon move in space, as well as a brain pop video, and that social studies practice. I know that you'll be great. Remember, Olaf doesn't want to lose his head. Hopefully, I'll see you tomorrow.